die with zero, getting all you can from your money and your life by Bill Perkins. In this video, we're going to talk about how to spend your money over your lifetime, dispel some myths about saving and experience, and help you make a game plan for how to get the amazing experiences that you want in life in time. So, welcome in, fam. Much love, Trav here, hanging out with the sheep here on the farm. Sunday morning, just had an Easter gathering. Blessings to you and your family. I'm going on a little hike after doing the YouTube, and then coming back for a brunch, and then maybe taking a nap, going to the ocean, going out for dinner. Just a glorious, wonderful Sunday here. And I want to share that with you in this video, in this discussion of money. So if you're interested in money, you're interested in making money, you're interested in how to spend money, then welcome in, fam. Make sure to hit the thumbs up, make sure to subscribe, make sure to share this with someone who would find this useful. But this is a book by Bill Perkins, and it's a really cool book. There's a lot of books about how to make money, but not a lot of books about how to spend money, which is interesting. Me personally, in starting a business and being a young man, I've read hundreds of books on how to make money. And there's so many in terms of business and self-development, but there's so few books on how to spend money. And here's a good one. It's one of only a couple. And I hope for you that, one, you're able to get into the mindset of, you think, oh, I'm good at spending money. Maybe you are, maybe you aren't. You're going to get some ideas from this video. But to get the money so that then you can spend it. This book, for more than anyone, is for people who save too much. But also, if you can't save enough, this can maybe reaffirm some of your life choices, but also can maybe help balance you. So I guess, a lot of what the author is saying in this is that if you focus too much on money and save too much money for retirement, and you die with a lot of money in the bank, then you may have wasted years or even decades of your life working instead of missing out on experiences. Bill, the author, says that if you have a memory, you retire off that memory. You have an amazing memory in your 20s. You get to experience that memory in your 30s and your 40s and your 50s, your 60s, 70s, as long as you live. So the more amazing memories that you can experience points is really how you score your life, not in terms of money. Also, it's very important, and the exercise that we're going to do together in this video is the idea that there's certain experiences you can only have during certain time windows. If you miss those experiences, you can never have them. So examples would be like the experience of traveling and hanging out with young people and being a young person in youth hostels in your 20s, experience of having a dog and kids and land in your 30s maybe, experience of all the physical things you want to do in your 40s and 50s before your health starts to decline, experience of having grandkids in your 60s and 70s, the bucket list of things and places that you want to go in your life. If you don't do those things at some point, if you don't do those things by a certain time, you will never have the chance to do it again. So let's start with that and sort of focus on that. I'm going to set the book down so I can switch hands. But an example is like if you're too risk averse in your 20s and you're trying to save money on a low income, it's like, okay, one thing, basically for any of us, generally our income increases with age. Generally our net worth increases with age. So if your income is increasing with age and you're 22, why are you trying to save money? Why are you trying to invest money? You should be having these experiences that you're not going to otherwise be able to have later in life. So I'll share this with you. I think this is something I did exactly right. I didn't start investing meaningfully until close to 30. I didn't buy Bitcoin until 30. I don't regret not buying it in my 20s. I didn't save a lot of money in my 20s because I knew I wasn't going to make a lot of money in my early 20s. I would make my money later. And 20s was a time to travel and to explore. And 20s was a time for me to, teens was a time for me to pursue professional magic, professional gaming. 20s was a time for me to live that out and to travel and live in different countries and travel to dozens of countries and dozens of states and to move to Hawaii and to start a business and to take a lot of risks and to spend a lot of money and not to save any money I mean, not built. It's not like I didn't save money because I had to spend it, periods of saving and then spending it. But I built no wealth, right? I built business. I took risks. So these are the sorts of things you want to do in your 20s. If you don't do those things, it becomes really difficult in your 40s to go travel the world and relocate and start a business. I mean, you can do these things, but it's much better to do these in your 20s. And then 30s, game plan for your 30s. I'm just starting here, but 30s, 20s is a breadth of experience to try different careers and to figure out, take risks. 30s is more about depth of experience, right? If you did it right in your 20s and you discovered, like, this is where I'm going to live, here's what I'm going to do, now how do I make it better? How do I improve the land, right? How do I improve the relationships? This is when you get a dog. This is when you have kids. This is when you have those sorts of experiences. And then 40s, 50s, I'm sort of looking ahead at, but I mean, the idea is like, you can always get more money. Different things you can use for, it's like the best thing to spend money on is not experiences exactly, but things that create memories. Yes, you spend money on experiences, but things that create memories. So it can be going out to dinner, it can be going to a show. One example he has is his 45th birthday. He spent like almost all of his money. He spent almost all of his wealth on one birthday party. In the Caribbean, he flew in like a dozen guests, all his best friends. He rented out an amazing hotel for a week. He flew in a singer, like a famous singer. He paid for all these dinners and events. He spent like most of his money on a birthday party, but he's still able to make more money, and he has this amazing memory. Like every time he sees one of his friends, he thinks back to that party, and it never would have been possible later. Like his mom got old, and now her health has declined. His friends have other things going on now. So this idea of, man, like go to the weddings, go to the, if something's like once in a lifetime, spend the money, take out debt, right? One of his stories from his 20s is he didn't travel till he was 30 and he missed out on that. And his roommate took out $10,000 debt from a loan shark and traveled Europe. And Bill thought his roommate was stupid until his roommate came back and had the same job and was still making the same money. And had these experiences of traveling and meeting these people and experiencing these different cultures and these memories of a lifetime. And as they grew out older, it was only $10,000, which was paid off easily, right? So, it's interesting. It's interesting to think about, how do I spend more money? How do I spend my money to create more experiences? And experiences can be like travel. He goes to travel a lot, but experiences can also be like playing catch with the dog. It can be playing basketball at the park with friends. It can be playing card games. It can be working on the farm. It doesn't have to involve other people. It doesn't have to involve spending money in the traditional way. It can also be just about having time, right? You can hire someone to clean your car. You can hire someone to do your mechanics work. You can hire someone to clean your house. You can hire an accountant and take that time and do fun stuff. And you should think about doing it. But on the other hand, there is, again, that's why this book is more for people who save too much, because you do want to have money for when you surviving in your old age. But the point is, like, your expenses actually go down in your old age because you just aren't going to have the energy and vigor to spend the money. You can't buy and really use a bicycle. You can't fly around the world. You can't do a lot of the things you would do when you're older. Your expenses actually tend to go down as you age. So, really interesting book. You can read it, but I find it really energizing, this book, thinking about, like, man, time bucket your life. How old are you right now? Okay? Exercise down below. What are the things that you want to do in this decade of your life? If you're in your 20s, what do you want to do in your 20s? If you're in your 30s, what do you want to do in your 30s? If you're in your 40s, what do you want to do in your 40s? Okay, and I'll share. In my 30s, I want to get a dog, partner up, get married, and buy land, start a sheep ranch and dog training ranch. I've got 9 years to do it. I've got a lot of resources and money to do it, and it just seems like a lot of fun. Why do I need to do it in my 30s? Well, 40s is not necessarily too late for me to have kids, but I want the experience of being young for my kids in my 40s. I want the experience of having the land sooner, because I want to have an orchard and to sit under those fruit trees sooner. So those are goals, and they may change, and if I end up just living here and doing it here, I already have the sheep, I already have the dogs about to be here. Kids is a big one. But yeah, it's not gonna, if I miss out in my 30s or early 40s, I won't have a chance later. So what's something that if you miss out on, well, I might have a chance, but not ideal. What's something that you feel like if you don't do within the next 5 to 10 years, 5 years, this decade, won't ever get done? You'll never get to experience that in your life. And you might want to save money for that, but with the plan to spend money for that, right? It's going to cost money to have kids. It's going to cost money to buy land. It's going to cost money to have the sheep and the dogs. So, but this is what I've been scrounging and scrooging for. Okay? So comment down below, what are things that you want to do that need to get done this decade. If they don't get done, they will never get done. Yeah. Hope you find that interesting. And also comment down below if you got regrets about how you spent your money. I'd love to hear them. Okay? Thanks. Appreciate you. Much love. And look forward to talking to you soon. Peace.